It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from White Bay Beer Company, based in Sydney, Australia, and this is a can of their Dolce Noir. It's an Imperial Stout coming in at 9% ABV in a 440 milliliter can. I want to say a massive thank you to Mick in Australia for sending me this beer. Independent Australian craft beer, brewed on the Belmain, Pennsylvania. Without further ado, let's get this beer out into a glass and see what we get. Thank you very much, Mick. I really appreciate the beers that always get sent from Australia. It's the other side of the world. So to get these beers is a real treat. It really is a real treat. We've got a 2-finger tan coloured head, jet black beer in the glass. Look at that, jet black beer. No light bleeding through whatsoever. Look at it. If you were to ask me what an Imperial Stout should look like, that's a great example. That is a great example of an Imperial Stout. Look at that. I'll be able to show you I'll be able to give it a bit more of a rigorous roll round later on when I've drunk some of the beer, but what a beautiful, well-behaved beer. Let's get the aroma. Oh, that just smells brilliant. Smells brilliant. Pecan. I'm picking up some pecan nut. A real nuttiness in there. Chocolate, coffee, caramel. Oh, smells brilliant. A little bit of pipe tobacco smoke in there. Oh. And a real raw bitterness. I think this is going to have quite a good bitterness to it. Should we dive in? Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Mick. Oh, the coffee. Oh. Wow. Wow, the coffee is terrific. It's just so... I'm going to say, I've not looked too much at the can. I've looked where the can's from and Sydney, Australia, that sort of thing. But in terms of what's in the beer, I like to keep myself guessing. I like to kind of work it out for myself, and then kind of like you're working it out with me, if you like, and then we'll read out later. Because if I read the back of that can now, I'll just be rolling out flavours that have been pointed out to me that I should be mentioning on the back of the can, and that's not how I see or should have. I don't think a beer review should go down that route. I think you should be going into it blind, working flavours out for yourself, and then picking up the back of the can and having a look. Not that I'm, everybody to their own. I'm just talking about myself, how I do it. Wow, look at that. Look at that terrific roll. Look at the carbonation chasing that head. Look at that. A little bit of plum, fig, prune. It's quite rich. Even though there's a lovely bitterness to it, it starts off with being great mouthfeel, great creamy, big, thick mouthfeel, rich mouthfeel, sweet to begin with, loads of bitterness on the back end. So you got this beautiful balance to the beer, where it's sweet and bitter. And it really is the type of beer review that I really enjoy. I really enjoy this type of beer review because in every respect, I think my beer reviews, I like to get them to a certain length. There's some beers, I look at the clock on the screen, and this is just me being purely honest, 100% honest with my viewers here, is that I can look at the screen and go, oh man, you know, I've not talked enough about this beer, but what else can I say? You know, when you're talking about some kind of Pilsner that really isn't that great. I mean, you could knock the review off after 2 minutes. You could stop the review after 2 minutes. You've basically covered everything. But you know, there's a certain length really that you need to, you know, get to make the beer review quite enjoyable for people to watch. You don't want it to be over in 2 minutes. But as I'm saying that, I've looked at the clock here, and we're already 6.5 minutes in. And I'm like, I haven't said enough. I don't even think I've got started yet with this beer. Yet, boom, 6.5 minutes, we're into the beer review. I love the mouthfeel. I'm pretty sure it's been brewed with coffee. The chocolate, the coffee, the caramel, that's your kind of your roasted malt and your malt flavours coming through. So I love the creamy, rich mouthfeel, and it has to have that. I think Imperial Stouts, Imperial Porters, it's such an important fact or part of the beer that it has to have a big, thick, creamy mouthfeel. Because if you think of bitter dark chocolate, it's creamy and rich in the mouth. Same flavours that I'm getting from bitter dark chocolate I'm getting from this beer, but from the roasted malt, of course. Same thing with the coffee, a latte, you know, big thick creamy lattes. The coffee's there, the latte's there, but the lattes are creamy. Same as the mouthfeel on the beer. And a little bit of sticky toffee, well yeah, that's your regular good quality malt. But again, sticky and creamy. I love this beer. It's a brilliant beer. It really is a brilliant beer. The plum, the fig, the prune, only small. It's not big. It's not. I don't think it's been hopped massively, this beer. If it has, it's just producing bitterness. What you can find with these beers is you get plum and fig and prune. It's a little bit there. But where you would get kind of orange and grapefruit or mango from an IPA or a double IPA, you put them similar hops in a beer like this and mixed in with that roasted malt flavour, you're going to get plum and fig and prune from the same hop. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. Working classy. Right, actually, there's not too much to read. A lush chocolate stout brewed with lactose and conditioned on toasted hazelnuts. I said it was nutty. I definitely said it was nutty. And whole New Guinean vanilla beans. And I didn't get vanilla, because some of you eagle-eyed viewers out there who've been watching my channel for a long time will know that I struggle a little bit with vanilla and cinnamon. They're the two flavours that you could put under my nose and I wouldn't quite get it. But I read the can and I go, yeah, that's definitely there. Let's rate this beer then. Let's give you that rigorous roll round in the glass that I promised you earlier on. Here we go. Look at the lacing first off though. Look at that beautiful lacing. Look at this. Look at that. Whoa. Beautiful. I'm going to rate that. I think that's a brilliant beer. Thanks, Mick, for sending. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom! Cheers.